With the new Kawasaki ZX4R being all the talk around the motorcycling community this past week, there's been a lot of praise for Kawasaki on making this new little supersport. After all, we have been asking for it for years. However, there has been a fairly large and vocal crowd out there that have been complaining about the new ZX4R, and today I'm going to explain to those people why you are completely wrong. First off, let's start by saying all bikes are in categories. There are beginner bikes, commuter bikes, touring bikes, supersport bikes, and so on. A big misconception is that the ZX4R is going to be marketed as a beginner bike, and with it having just a 399cc engine, it's fair to assume why someone would think that. However, let me tell you this right now, the ZX4R is not going to be a beginner bike. A beginner bike has to be cheap. The cousin of the ZX4R, the Ninja 400, comes in at an MSRP of just $5,299, whereas the ZX4R comes in an MSRP of $9,699. That's a $4,400 increase in price. A Ninja 400 can basically do all the same things the ZX4R can do, so why pay nearly double the price for the ZX4R then? First off, the Ninja 400 is firmly in the category of a beginner bike. Friendly to take your MSF course on, to take around town, even do some light commuting back and forth to work or school. However, the ZX4R is a track-focused super sport bike made for people that don't have commuting in mind, but have the racetrack and the twisty mountain roads on their mind. Not to say a Ninja 400 cannot go to the track, in fact, it is one of the most popular track bikes out there, and for one simple reason, it's cheap. A Ninja 400 is probably your best entry-level track bike because it's cheap and reliable and surprisingly capable. But let's take a moment and compare the Ninja 400 to the ZX4R. As you can see, the ZX4R makes roughly 30 more horsepower than the Ninja 400. That's an increase of 57% more power. The ZX4R does make a hair less torque and weighs quite a bit more than the Ninja 400. That extra 50 pounds is actually a significant amount of weight. However, despite that, the power to weight ratio is still much better in favor of the ZX4R, with more than 2 pounds per horsepower ratio improvement over the Ninja 400. Like I said before, the Ninja 400 is still a pretty capable bike, but it's just not as capable as the ZX4R. When you start going to the track and getting faster, you are going to start upgrading your bike. Track parts can become expensive. If you take a Ninja 400 and decide to upgrade it to clip-ons, that's $250. Then you want a better brake setup. To match the ZX4R brakes, you need to swap the wheel and add a rotor and disc. That's about $500 each. Want to add more capable front and rear suspension? The ZX4R uses SSF BP internals with inverted forks along with an upgraded rear shock. To match that with the Ninja 400, you would need to spend about $2,500 to get similar results to what the ZX4R already has. We are already at now a total of $8,250, and that is with 0 engine mods. There's nothing you can do to make a Ninja 400 gain 30 extra horsepower to make it competitive with the ZX4R, without doing some insane modifications or an engine swap. Realistically, you might get 10 to 15 extra horsepower with a full exhaust and air filter and a tune, which would cost an additional $2,000. Oh, and also you won't even have some of the cool features the ZX4R comes with, like the TFT display. And now you are over $10,000 and you still have a less powerful and capable track bike than if you just started with the ZX4R to begin with. And you had to go through all the painstaking process of swapping out parts and losing your factory warranty. I know you guys think $9,699 is a lot for the ZX4R, but this bike is more than what you think it is. And we should be applauding Kawasaki for finally having the guts to take a risk and make us a bike that we have all fantasized about for years. A small displacement screaming inline-4 track-focused bike, it doesn't get any more pure than that. And although Kawasaki won't sell as many ZX4Rs as the Ninja 400s, I do believe they will still sell plenty of them. When I went to the track, I noticed that there are tons of people out there with some seriously insane setups. I've seen toy haulers and trailer setups that are well worth $50,000, maybe even more. Most of these setups are owned by people who race and will spare no expense to shave seconds off their lap times to stay competitive. To these guys, an extra $4,000 on a bike that's out of the box already much more capable and ready to go is a drop in the bucket. The truth of the matter is that ZX4Rs are going to be purchased by more advanced riders than new riders. Because I've said it on my channel a million times already, but smaller bikes are more fun to ride than bigger bikes. they're just so much easier to control, and a small rev-happy ZX4R on the track sounds like way more fun than any run-of-the-mill leader bike out there. Now the question is going to be this: what is the ZX4R going to compete with? Well, I think it's safe to say that it's going to compete with bikes such as the Yamaha R7 and the Aprilia RS660. And when you compare the Ninja to these two bikes, you quickly see why it fits right in there. It's priced very competitively with the R7, and although the RS660 is a faster bike with 100 horsepower and a 404-pound curb weight, you are paying almost an extra $2,000 premium, and you need to factor in reliability between Kawasaki and Aprilia. If it were my money, I would take the ZX4R over any of these other options. Even though you do take a big torque penalty with the ZX4R, just having that small peaky inline-4 power band is worth it for a track bike in my opinion. And I must say, Kawasaki has earned my respect. In my last video, I did mention that Kawasaki has become my favorite manufacturer, and I know I keep teasing this, but I will be making a video explaining how and why Kawasaki has taken first place over Honda as my favorite manufacturer, but you'll just have to subscribe and stay tuned for that one. Anyway, I rest my case. If you are still complaining about the price of the ZX4R, then this bike was never really targeted to you in the first place. There are plenty of ZX6Rs or Ninja 400s for you to choose between, but I for one am very excited to watch and see just how well this little ZX4R competes on the track. Thank you for watching.
It's a sick news, put your little arrows out. Let me live my life, the one I'd better lead. All the plans of fantasies, and we looked at them 11 ways. You said, look